Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, Tuesday, January 7th, 2025, pre-market report. I got conjunctivitis. I woke up this morning with like pink eye. Don't ask me how this happened. I might have caught it from Vega. I mean, she had a wicked infection in that eye, but I've been so good at washing my hands. I guess I didn't do that good enough. Anyway, just uh just FYI, I mean it doesn't really mean anything. Look, let's talk, you and me, people. We keep getting more and more global economic news out of Europe and everywhere else you want to look regarding currency devaluation or more commonly known as inflation. And I'll tell you something, people, like I've been saying for the longest time. When do you think, really, if ever, there's going to be some accountability here? We all understand what's going on. What's the common theme here? Why are we people around the world experiencing, well, currency devaluation? Who is responsible for monetary policy around the world? Again, is it presidents? Is it kings? Is it queens? Is it dictators or monarchs? Absolutely not. It's again central banks. And what are they all doing? What are they all doing right now? Lowering rates, lowering rates, lowering rates. Obviously, if you follow this blog, that the mechanism here of artificially suppressed rates is a currency purchasing power destroyer. Meanwhile, these central banks, they continue to do what they're doing. Again, think about the mechanism here that they have to create cash out of nothing, get into the debt market and buy the debt. Now, just in case you need a little uh, wake up call here, and maybe you do, I don't know, but this is called quantitative easing. Quantitative easing, look this up for yourselves. Don't take Greg's word for this. This is emergency monetary policy. Whenever a central bank has to manipulate the debt market like this, it's stimulative. It's supposed to be at least to temporarily boost the economy by making easy money available, period, the end. But this has now turned into a poison. This has been going on since the stock market world financial crisis of '08. It has never stopped. We had QE1, QE2, Operation Twist, and again, understanding, I mean, it's almost laughable. It's just too simple. For any central bank to keep rates at XYZ, okay, they have to get into the market and make it happen. They can't, it just doesn't happen by decree, by the waving of a magic wand. And here in the United States, again, this is a global phenomenon with central banks lowering rates, lowering rates, lowering rates. That means they have to get back into the markets more so. And this is massively destructive for the global economy. That's why we're in the boat we're in now. But you can't know that. They have to. People are very interesting entities. Once they are convinced by, let's say, a politician that it's so and so's fault, or it's this, the party of this is causing the issue here, then okay, great. They can now assign blame. People need to put labels on things. It's the way the human brain works for some reason. Once they can do that, then you're done. They can keep your eye off the ball. Don't look over there. Look over here. Look over here instead. It's central banks, and the mechanism here is not going to stop. As a matter of fact, the truth behind all this, and people, this is economics literally 101. Like the first day you walk into your economics class, you have to understand that when a central bank in this case is creating currency out of nothing, okay, it's massively purchasing power destructive. We can establish that, right? I mean, just to put another perspective on this in case you're new here, we're getting some new people here. How does it, let's talk about a Federal Reserve note or a ECB created note here, whatever it might be, okay? It all operates the same way. When they create a bill, a euro, whatever it is, either adding it to a screen by tapping the little keys or printing it. Is it automatically worth, let's say, with regard to the Federal Reserve, $1? Is it already does it keep its purchasing power? No. Every piece of currency that's created in whatever form has to steal a fraction of 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 purchasing power from every other existing bill. This is how it works. And the fact that central banks collectively working with puppet politicians around the world have vastly inflated global debt to foster this illusion here that we're in right now of a propped up stock market. The economy must be strong because, well, look at the stock markets, a near record high. Okay, whatever. It's just an illusion. It's not real. But the fact of the matter is, all these extra bills, they can't stop. They could, but the current mechanism in play is going to assure us globally that inflation is going to continue to rise. I mean, inflation is what? Currency purchasing power loss. They can't allow people to know that connection here. You understand? Most people don't even know that. You ask most people what inflation is. Well, it's rising prices. Really? Prices are rising. Why? They have no answer. They don't know that it's a loss of currency purchasing power that's causing the problem. You understand? And that's why the central banks can get away with what they're doing here, because no politician is calling them out. Not even here in the United States. Again, going back to the presidential selection here, not one solitary question, and you and I called it out before it happened. You and I said there would not be one question about monetary policy. There was not. No, at all. Nothing during the presidential debate, which was nothing but a clown freak show here. It's amazing, isn't it? They got to keep your eye off the ball. You can't be allowed to know who's really in control, who's really pulling the strings here. And the fact of all these extra bills that have been created, now they're chasing the same, or in this case, a lesser amount of goods, with manufacturing falling off a cliff, factory activity here. They're not making anything. So the issue of all these bills still chasing those goods exists. And that's only becoming worse as central banks continue to lower rates. You understand? But again, there's no accountability here. I want you to think about something else here. In terms of dollars or euros or whatever, again, prices are rising. But in terms of, let's just say, Bitcoin, well, obviously the polar opposite is happening here. Why is that? It's because cash seeks yield. Right now, the play, regardless of how you may feel about cryptocurrency, first of all, I understand a lot of you don't like it. I understand the reasons why. Okay. I've been telling you to buy this stuff for many, many, many years. Had you listened, your purchasing power in terms of cryptocurrency would have gone parabolic. Okay, I get it. A lot of you still don't want to be there, even though you've been told that we're going to be the crypto capital of the world. You've been told we're going to be adding Bitcoin to the U.S. strategic reserves, not gold. You understand? So cash-seeking yield is a big part of what we're seeing here. Unfortunately, that's going to keep pressure on commodities until the implosion of the debt market, which you all know is coming anyway here. The underlying factors are that don't take my word for this. You look this up for yourself. Congressional Budget Office, if you live here in the United States, their projections for what's going to happen here this year and moving forward are literally astronomical with regard to hyper ballooning debt, hyper ballooning deficits. It just can't stop. And again, it's not a president's fault or a particular party's fault or whatever it might be. It's not. I mean, the last three presidents here in the United States, you will know that. You could take every president going back prior to Obama to George Washington. Now look at the last three presidents. They've more than doubled the debt. It took three presidents to do it. That's all. The mechanism here of exponential debt must continue until the bridge to the new system is done. And the bridge to the new system is being built very, very rapidly. You all know that. Anyway, what I want you to take away from this video blog, people, is look, understand that you must take action, okay? You can't sit still and do nothing. This has become, and I've been telling you this for now for a few months, a game, unfortunately, of survival. A game of survival. We are being systematically erased here. Wealth is continuing to be pushed right up to the 1% and 2% as we are thrust into a feudalistic society, something like we've never seen before, maximum control. And I think the core of this, unfortunately, is the deregulation of banks, which we know is coming in a massive way. There's just no way out of that. And the merging of cryptocurrency, getting you used to it, getting you to accept it as they bridge us into the newer system, which is going to lead to full tokenization. The whole world knows it. Everybody knows it. Okay, it's kind of already out there, but no one's pushing back against it. Again, you know how it works. Their playbook is very explicit. They have to tell you what they're going to do before they do it, making you the crypto capital of the world, not the constitutional money capital of the world. Central banks, giving themselves permission to issue more of their product to the world, which is debt. No pushback against that either. And the people just sit there and just take it, like being smacked back and forth across the face repeatedly. And then they wonder, why? Why did this happen? Can't get the truth anywhere from anyone. Not a single politician anymore. It's all a game of deception and distractions. I think we're pretty much on the same page there. But look, regarding inflation here, or currency devaluation, and this is, again, I'm talking about this again early in the year for a reason. I've been telling you guys and girls this would be a huge theme moving forward, but there's going to be no accountability. No finger pointing at a central bank who's responsible for monetary policy. You're going to be told a whole plethora of lies, another deception to cover it up, another deception over there to cover it up. You can't be allowed to know who's really pulling the strings here. And again, it's the central banks who are responsible for monetary policies. Does that sound correct to you? Or do you still believe it's presidents who are responsible for this, or a particular party, because you've been told that? See what we're talking about here? Anyway, guys and girls, look. This morning, the setup is this. You got stock futures higher, not much higher, being pressured by the 10-year yield, which is a roadblock here. The MMRI sitting at about 311. That's where we're going here. We'll see how this plays out moving forward. I believe the Fed is going to take action. I really, really do. I could be wrong here. This is why I'm kind of just dabbling back in this market. I got out right at the top, just about. Let the market play out. We fell that 1,100 points. We still haven't gotten that back yet. Okay, and I could be wrong. But that's why I'm only playing with a relatively small amount of cash, trying to put some cash to work in this environment where we're forced to do things that maybe we don't want to do. But unfortunately, you got to take action. You must do it. Otherwise, you're going to go down with the freaking Titanic, and that's what this is globally. The global economy is being systematically destroyed by the mechanism of artificially suppressed rates. Who's doing that? Who's responsible for this? Central banks. They could stop it. Inflation could be stopped in its tracks. In its tracks. How would they do it? Number one, contract the global money supply. They won't do that. Number two, massively raise rates. Okay, give the purchasing power back to the currency via raising rates. You understand? You can't know this stuff. You must be deceived and distracted in this thing that we're in right now, that is designed to destroy all of us here. And if we don't come together and unify against it, well, do you think this is really going to improve because a figurehead in one nation around the world is being replaced? Is it really going to change the global situation? I mean, wake up a little bit, some of you who are still asleep. Otherwise, those of you that are still asleep are going to be wiped out, number one, before anybody else, because you're putting your faith in the wrong place. You understand? I hope you do. I really, really do, people. Anyway, look, we're going to get some economic news today. I don't even want to talk about it. It'll be out later on. It's going to be fake, all of it, propaganda, more deceptions, more distractions as usual. Anyway, with that said, people, look, we got each other always. Period, the freaking end. I hope you got something out of this video. If you did, let me know. All right. If not, let me know that too, so I can improve. I am willing to learn and improve this thing, because this is our thing. It's not just mine. All right. Love you all from the heart with all I got. I'll see you later, 4 or 5 p.m. Eastern for the live stream as usual. I hope to see you there. Please share the video. Get it out there. You got something out of this? Thumbs up is very well appreciated. If you didn't like me or the video, if that thumbs down gives you a sense of goodness, well then go ahead, give the video a thumbs down. What can I tell you? All right, I'll see you all later. All right, that's all.